scoring-minded combo guard out of Lehigh. Was taken with the 10th pick back in 2013 and still looking to make a big impact in the NBA.
And it's Conley penetrating. That one's off. He's now 1 for 2.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
Count the bucket. Davis has got it back down to single digits for the Trailblazers. As magical as the 2014 playoffs were for the Blazers, remember they beat Houston in that first round, that great shot by Lillard late to win it and move on. 2015, not as much. You know, Greg, they drew a very tough Memphis team, as you recall, in the first round.
Yeah, you often talk about styles making fights. Very similar in this series. They would go on to drop the first 3 games before being bounced, but still a good showing for a team that struggled mightily down the stretch with injuries.
Jeff Green is checked in for Memphis. Trailblazers trail by 8. McCollum kicks to Plumlee. Davis against Green. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
And, you know, just as you said, Portland didn't have enough to get by the Grizzlies in the first round. Ended up losing in 5 after taking 1 game, and that was game 4. Just had a hard time breaking down the Memphis defense.
Another loss for the Blazers when they were the 4 seed, as you mentioned. As a franchise, they have lost in the first round every time they have ended up as the 4 seed. Not exactly a good position for them to be in.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. Lillard's checked in.
One thing about Ed Davis, guys, he has the physical tools to succeed. The agility of a gazelle and the wingspan of a condor or pterodactyl.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is.
Portland with the ball. The Grizzlies making the shot. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Lillard. No good off the front iron. You know, Greg, getting back to Ed Davis, his abilities go beyond physical attributes, strong intangibles. Roy Williams always used to talk about him like this: high basketball IQ.
Yeah, second-generation NBA player. His father, Terry, played a long time. He's humble, he's hungry, and motivated. So a lot of key characteristics, I think, in the success of most players he displays here early in his career.
Now a timeout called by Portland. Well, Memphis loves the grit and grind mentality of this Grizzlies team. We all know that. They are at their most fearsome, I think, right here in the grindhouse.
No doubt about it. Some names just stick, and everyone here knows when you say grindhouse, you're talking about the FedEx Forum. Memphis so strong in this building.
Courtney Lee, he's checked in for Boston. Portland also making some changes. Chris Kaman's checked in for Plumlee. Vonleh comes in for Davis, and Krabs subbed in for McCollum.
Well, I tell you, last year, guys, the Grizzlies lived up to the nickname of the Grindhouse. Top 5 defense here at home, and a lot of close wins that could have gone either way, but they grinded them out.
And both free throws good for Damian Lillard.
And those close wins and that blue-collar attitude is really what helped Memphis get to a 31-10 record here at home. I mean, good for second-best home record in that very tough Western Conference.
Now, here's Gasol. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against Golden State.
Yeah, and he also did a great job on the backboards, Kev, and that also was a factor.
JaMychal Green, he's checked in for Allen. Clock at 4. Here's Conley. Well-placed jumper from the free throw line. Conley's got 6.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but also the body movement off the ball that's created a lot of those opportunities.
And the wide open shot from Green. Gets an open look and hits. And the Grizzlies lead by 13.
Another pass put right into the shooter's pocket, right in the shooting pocket for a terrific assist. They've done a lot of that today.
And it's something we haven't seen much of at the opposite end of the floor.
Vonleh's shot is good.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
Conley with it. 6 points for him. Gasol up top. Plenty of space. And that one falls coming off Conley's feet. Conley's got 3 assists now in this one. Here's Lillard. He's coming off a 28-point game against San Antonio.
Yeah, and talk about his scoring. I mean, Kevin, with the defense trying to pressure him, he did a good job of getting them to overcommit and getting himself to the line. Another foul would give him 3 before the half. Something to keep an eye on, guys.
The Trailblazers have shot 6 of 7 at the line. And the first one drops.
And Chris Kaman, guys, signing with the Blazers last season, he's had big contracts before, but told his agent, hey, let's focus on getting a winning situation.
And the Blazers really needed bench depth in their front court, Clark. A great situation for Chris Kaman to come into and contribute.
Yeah, you know, he felt he'd been overlooked with the Lakers the season prior and bruised his ego a bit. In Portland, he found a defined role providing scoring off the bench, which suited him well.
Gasol dishes to Lee. Off target from three-point range.
Well, that's clearly a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look at it.
No doubt about it. You cannot let up defensively just because he missed that one.
Now here's Lillard. Kaman a screen on Conley. Lillard the pass to Kaman. Nice teamwork to set up the big play and make the space for the J.
4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Textbook. Really, when you look at how they're playing, they are having their way down low.
Lillard against Conley. Courtney Lee is on the wing. Again, the miss by Lee. Trailblazers trail by 8. Lillard with it. Gasol covering. And Lillard kicks to Aminu. Kaman a screen. Now, here's Vonleh. Tight defense on him. Kaman a screen. Here's Aminu. Kept alive. Goes back up. And it's Kaman missing.
Now, nice work there to contest the finish inside.
You know, they got the shot they wanted, but his defense, deterred them from those plans.
Here's Vonleh with the second effort. And with that shot, the Grizzly lead is cut down to just 6 points with the basket from Kaman.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. The defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Some changes for Memphis. Brandon Wright's checked in for Gasol. Carter comes in for Green, and it's Chalmers in for Mike Conley. Now, here's Chalmers. Carter outside. Now Chalmers. Courtney Lee is on the wing. And that's out of bounds. Memphis will retain possession. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Wright. Here's Green. Another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here. Trailblazers trail by 6. Lillard dishes to Aminu. Pass to Kaman. Off and in from the low block. Kaman's got 7 points here in this quarter.
And now he's taken a solid opening in the quarter and built on it here in the second.
And Chalmers kicks to Green. And the shot is good. And the Grizzlies lead by 6.
You always hear about chemistry. That's a perfect example, knowing where each other is at all times.
Now a timeout called by Portland. And one thing about Mario Chalmers last season, he really had to play a different role. And it took him some time, Greg, to get used to.
Yeah, and anytime your team loses a superstar like LeBron James. Other guys get asked to do a little bit more. Mario was asked to be more of an aggressive scorer, a role that isn't so easy to jump into after 6 years of being that fourth or fifth option in the offense.
The Trailblazers have made 7 out of 9 when they've stepped to the line, and he makes the first.
You know, going back to Mario Chalmers last year, guys, I mean, having to take on more of a scoring role was tough for him. His field goal percentage dropped 50 points from the season before. His three-point percentage dropped even more. His assist numbers were down. Well, I bet you part of that was the fact LeBron was no longer there.
Now here is Carter. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. They get it back. Three-pointer. Chalmers' shot is no good.
That's a look you cannot pass up. It's also one you shouldn't miss.
And that one's good by Henderson.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
Now here's Lee. Back to Chalmers. Left side, Randolph. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And on the topic of Chalmers, you know, he's a complimentary player. He can D up, he can hit the open three. He's been known to hit big shots, a solid finisher, and that is valuable. But when you ask him maybe to do a little too much, then you're not playing to his strengths. In a league that's becoming more and more pick and roll oriented, Zach Randolph is more of a throwback, if you will. I mean, he likes to back his man down and battle for those offensive rebounds.
Grizzlies making a switch here. Adams checked in. Henderson, no good.
Not the best shot right there with the good defender draped all over you.
I agree with you. I mean, not the shot they were hoping for, but he can really cause problems with his defense.
Now here's Randolph. His last outing, 16 points for him. Now here's McCollum, defended by Carter. From the arc. McCollum, no good. Oh, I love the power forward. Zach Randolph always seems to carve out space, the space he needs to play well.
Yeah, he's unorthodox, but extremely gifted. A nice blend of physicality with high skill level, especially when you talk about shooting the ball.
Trailblazers trail by 7. Now the pass to Henderson. Portland, no good that time either.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
Adams with it. Now guarded by Plumlee. Some nice passing there by Memphis. And it's sent back by Plumlee. And here they come. And Aminu slams it in.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
And the Grizzlies leading by 5. We've got 28 seconds left in the first half. Here's Adams, and that comes off the assist by Mario Chalmers. Chalmers has got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. And here's McCollum. 7 points in the game. Dishes to Henderson. Fades. And so we wrap up the first half. Memphis out in front, up 7. Live from the FedEx Forum, you're watching 2K Sports.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We welcome you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Memphis came out looking very confident. Their biggest lead of the opening period during a very exciting run was all the way up to 13 points. From their first bucket of the game to the end of the first quarter, they held on to that lead with an iron fist, never once giving it up. Second quarter, not quite as good, but still managed to maintain control and enjoy a 7-point advantage at the break. What'd you think, Shaq, about the first half we saw from the Grizzlies?
Well, Kenny should appreciate this. I love the ball movement. They were in sync as a unit, and their assist numbers were impressive. Anytime you get 5 players working together like that instead of one guy doing it alone, it's always going to be a boost. That's the primary reason they're in control of the game.
All right, that is going to wrap up our halftime report.